Hello, hello, everybody. You know how we do it. You all know how we do it in the Smart Investors Lodge community. If you're watching live, go to the comment section and type live, include your location. If you're watching me live from the city of Lagos, go to the comment section and type live Lagos. If you're watching me live from the city of Calabar, go to the comment section and type live Calabar. And also, if you're watching the replay, also include replay and also include where you're watching me from. And then you know how we do it. You know how we do it. If you reside in Lagos, go to the comment section and also network with those who also reside in Lagos. This is a new month and it's the first market wash for the month of December. And so I will say, Happy New Month, everybody. So without further ado, also do well leave a like and also share a link to this video, with other market watchers and also smart investors. I'm going to do same and also alert the community to let them know we're live. So if you are actually watching Market Watch live, Market Watch is actually the market analysis session of the Smart Investors Board where every Monday we come here and also give you the three market events we are to watch out for that will bring the most impact and also volatility to the market. Those market events that can push prices up or so down. So we look at these market events. We also do some technical forecasts, an outlook to see what price is also going to do for the new investing and also trading week. So let me know. I'm reading the comment section. Let me know where you're watching me live from. Don't also forget to share. And let's use the next 2 to 3 minutes for this. So while we are with other persons to join us, it's a new month. You also see I have a new look, my new hair. I'm growing my hair for the first time in about 15 years. For the first time in 15 years, I've decided to grow my hair. So if you're wondering if this is Gilbert, yes. You're listening to the Smart Investor. So let's see. Please represent your state. Represent your state. Go to the comment section, type live, and also represent the state you're watching me live from. So it's about time we dive into the business of the day. How many more minutes or seconds do we have? Happy New Month, Salsify. Greetings, Mr. Salsify. I'm trying to see how I can highlight your comment, but it isn't possible. Guys, so sorry if I'm unable to highlight your comments for today. I'm unable to highlight certain comments, so go ahead and still leave those comments, even if I'm unable to highlight. Greetings, Salsify. Mr. Salsify, please represent your state. Also, those also who are watching from that state also represent. Kind of streaming from a different location, so that's one of the reasons I'm here late. But regardless, you know how we do it. We are always dedicated to give you Market Watch live in about 4 years of Market Watch. We've not missed a session with you. So, without further ado, let's dive into the business of the day. And also, one of you, for your consistency, right here at the Smart Investors Lodge as well, is also going to go home with a bonus. I'm not going to mention, so stick end of this session. Somebody is going to win something very big. And how can we find out who this person is? Olusei, this was last week. Olusei dropped a comment on Discord. He said the market is playing out exactly as we predicted it on Monday's Market Watch. Thank you, boss. Thank you as well. Thank you as well for being a market watcher. We've consistently always called almost every direction the market has made, especially from the previous circle where we recognize the top. We also recognize 1617K as the previous bear market bottom, also called 24K as the beginning of a bull run. And so far, that's how we've been doing. When also 125, we gave you reasons why we're playing defensive and why it's a good position also to go top. And every Mondays, we always hear, regardless, where we always give you market direction. And this thing seems so easy these days. It's been so easy. Regardless, we always hear calling the market and also the direction the market will always make. But what interests me the most is finding persons who, regardless, are always here following everything that we do. There is one thing I could bet for a certain. Anybody who follows what we do here, at Market Watch will always be ahead of the curve, ahead of what every other person is doing right there in the marketplace. So Lua say, stick to the end of this video and you're going to know what is your bonus or what you have won for this feedback, constructive feedback, you're giving. But then let's dive into the three market events we're watching out for. Top on our list is happening today. So Gigo trading fee bond begins today. So 50% of the trading fee from Gigo, the academy, will always be born, and that will be used to buy back and also put into the treasury as part of the Giggle is one of the assets we are buying for fundamental reasons. And so I think this is a bullish catalyst. But beyond what is happening in Giggle, moving into this new investment and trading week is very major at the macroeconomic scene because many persons are looking forward to inflation numbers and also initial jobless claim, continuous jobless claim, anticipate what will be the Fed direction, in terms of rate cuts this December. And so many things has been happening in the market, and many persons are wondering what will be the direction of the market. Where will the market lead to? But there is always a place where you find out what the market is saying. Technically, there is something called price forecast. There's something called price analysis. So you need a holistic approach to the market in times like this, where you want to put your technicals, fundamentals, macroeconomics, to know where the market is heading with a very large level of certainty. And that's why on Thursday we are putting our eye on the continuous jobless claim. We want to find out if unemployment is cooling, and there is a forecast of about 196, 196 against about the same number in the previous we had. And third on our list happening on Friday is the PC claims. So PC is actually the Fed's favorite gauge to measure inflation. So why many persons always look at CPI for the Feds, what they always like to look at is always PCE. So we're looking at the PCE numbers, and there's a forecast for 2.9%. So all eyes on the PC numbers, so we'll know with a large level of certainty what will the Feds do in regards to rate cut. But then let's look at what's the market doing technically. What's the market doing technically? So there's something I want you all to see, and there's also something I want you to pay very close attention to. I said last week we're looking at the fact that we're bearish and why the market looks, potential continuation. And we also talked about why, even moving into the new week, the market could give us a spill, like an upside, first of all. And people are going to think, oh, the bulls are back and all of that. And then it's always an opportunity where market makers use to sell their position. There is general weakness in the market, right? There's zero in the market, right? So what happens is that the market makers and institutional investors have to socially engineer an exit. They have to actually engineer an exit, and this exit will always have to do with bits of pumps. These pumps, persons will think, oh, we're all back and we're all bullish, and this is where they will always use an opportunity to sell off. But then we also look at the fact that the multi-year support level for BTC is this is it. This is it. Multi-year support level. And once we break here, visibly, clearly, we technically have entered the start of a bear market. So let's look at what the market seems ready to do as we dive into the new week. I want you to know there's something liquidity one and also liquidity two. So why the market will always show us, that social exit, that social engineered exit, because this market really looks heavily manipulated. The Institutions are legally into the market, governments are buying, and yet there are a lot of Bitcoin maxis that are holding a lot of Bitcoin and will hold a lot of more Bitcoin than even governments of the world will buy. So, what do you think the government of the world and institutions who want to buy will have to do? As much as possible, shake hands, shake people who don't have much conviction, before this kind of mainstream level of legal adoption, really takes place. So one of the liquidity level we're looking at is about 8 to 100K. The next is about 107K, which will be levels that as we dive into the new, as we, okay, let me show you what it's going to look like. So I won't be surprised to see things like this. You understand? We could also have some drawdown as we keep going, some movement, some other movement that will look like it's taking us to this level. These are expectations. However, let me show you some liquidity graph that BC seems ready to test. This is our level. So uh, about we're supposed to see a break to the break. This the question is okay technically clearly, not clearly enough. These are all liquidity level. Like I've always tried to always tell you people, support or really numbers, their zones and their levels. So this still forms part. Yeah, this entire side still form part of a support until below this liquidity level. But yet, you know that okay, we have technically beginning of a bear market. But then the question is, what should you do? What should you do? But like we've warned you a very long time ago, giving you reasons why it was time you start playing defensive. There are actually two things, like we've always said. First of all, this is a traders market. This is a traders market, and that's why you still see at the Smart Investors Loss Trading Room, Premium, we still post trading signals, trading setup, and you see the kind of P&Ls that come out, not just from the one that me and my team also share. You also see those who are members of the Smart Investors Lodge Premium Room sharing their P&L and all of that. So this is a traders market. If you want to make the most out of the market, sharpen your trading skill. That's where you're going to see a lot of opportunities to make the most out of the market. And for investors, I think so far it has been time for you to reevaluate your investment portfolio. Long ago we've gave you the opportunity to start reevaluating your investment portfolio long before now. Sell weak assets into stronger assets. Sit on cash. Things are going to get a lot cheaper. Things are going to get a lot cheaper. But yet, one thing I'm really looking at is this: when we finally, because we have either topped or we are near top. We have either top or we have near top. And so even if we form a new all-time high, it may still be part of the strategy for market makers and institutional investors to socially engineer their exit on, and it will still be an opportunity for them to socially engineer their exit out of the market. So regardless of what you do, it's time to play defensive. It's time to sit on cash. Things are going to get a lot cheaper, and guess the people who will make the most of it is those who are seated on cash. So it's time to sit on USDT for those of you who are traders. Make the most out of the market. Trade will continually share profitable trading setup for those at the Smart Investors Lodge Premium channel. And then our gifts. Let's talk about our gift. For Olusei, this is somebody who you should know that don't just follow what we do. Is consistent, also leaving constructive feedback. So our trading bot pushes out with a 90% accuracy level. Guess what Olua say? You're going to have a free access into this bot. And I think somebody else we are going to give free access into this bot is EduCrypt. EduCrypt is another consistent person. EduCrypt, you have not given me a feedback or a review of the Smart Investors Lodge Premium channel where we give you 1 month access. So once you give me a review, whatever review it is, give me a review of the premium channel and the trades, how it is. Once I get that review from you, you will join Oluwase in also gaining access to our trading board. But then, Oluwase, to gain access to the trading board, go sign up on XT using the Smart Investors Lodge official premium or link. Sign up, deposit. I don't know what I should say. At least between $100 to $200, at least minimum $100 to $200. And once you fund it, you let me know, so we'll activate the bot for you. And this is my time, for a trade market event, and we should watch out for. So let me give you a recap. Top on our list today is Giggle trading fee bond, where 50% of the fee, will be used for buyback, and bond. On Thursday, we're looking for the continuous jobless claim, and also the PCE data on Friday, which is the Fed's right gauge for inflation. We are looking at BTC. So BTC has liquidity one. So we're looking at, like we've discussed, for price action in BTC. Even though everything looks bearish, we always see that upside surge. Which is always a social engineering exit level for institutions and also market makers. We have liquidity one, liquidity two, but then we are looking at breaking this support line. We're looking at breaking this support line, but once we break clearly, once we break this multi-year support level, this is over 2 years to three, multi-year support level. Once we break this, we technically in the beginning of a bear market. And this is my time, my friends. This is my time, my friends. Unfortunately, I could not read the comment section, like we always do. But then don't forget, leave in the comment section. For those of you who are watching live, still go type live. I'm going to still read all the comments. Those who will also be watching the replay, type replay, but don't type live your city, the city you reside. If it's replay, type replay, and also the city you reside in. I'm going to see you Monday, for another market watch outlook session, where we'll always look at the three market events that will bring the most volatility to the market, and also we look at technicals and see what the market is saying to us technically. Thanks everyone for making it to a time like this for this week market watch. I'm going to see you next week, same time. But don't forget, regardless of what you do in the cryptocurrency market, if you must invest or trade it, if you must invest or trade in the cryptocurrency market, make sure you're investing and trading smartly.